way that you consume and then regurgitate your bullshit. You are the most fucking dishonest arbiter of race politics I've fucking come across on Clubhouse. And I honestly, like, the reason I say you're the most dishonest is because you pretend as though your point of view is one that is like, that's like you come to your conclusions because you actually feel some kind of a way about you. You're actually just a goddamn bitch.
Ooh. Damn. This woman is getting fucking destroyed by Kelly.
Call me a bitch and you expect what from me, roses?
Respectfully, I called you a fat bitch, and that was a couple of months ago.
Respectfully.
And you know what? The thing about it, the reason why I don't have to resort to any, like, bullshit to you is because at the end of the day...
Because you just hate me because I'm white. Like, I fucking, like, which is what it came down to that day, which is why I responded to you with what you are. I don't base my feelings about you on things that fucking are category that you fall into. I base them on actually how you present. You're a fat bitch.
Whatever. So yeah, but you still can't produce any evidence to back up your claims. So I can.
Listen. I don't need to produce evidence of the fucking, like, if you think that there's not been, if you haven't seen evidence, or listen, if you haven't been paying attention to the media, then you wouldn't be able to talk about this. You have been. That means that what you've seen is in no way, in your perspective, something that could be considered fucking, like, anti-Semitic. Listen, I don't even care if you call it anti-Semitic. I'm not Jewish. Like, that's not like what I'm worried about. But it's fucking anti-humanity. You're only concerned about it when you think it in some way hurts you. You're a fucking bigot.
Yeah, that's totally inaccurate. You have nothing to prove this accusation, but go off.
I'm not trying to get convinced.
Well, I think Kelly, you know,
it doesn't matter. You don't matter.
To say that this isn't, there hasn't been evidence of anti-Semitism when that's kind of the whole movement here. At least that's how it's perceived in the U.S. I don't think that's a fair statement, and so that's why I think Kelly was getting upset.
I think
asking for evidence shouldn't make anybody.
King, hold on. Let Hanson. He was trying to jump in, and then you can.
Yeah. So I think with respect to the protest, I think it's very simple. You can always protest, but you cannot break the law. And if you break the law, you get arrested, or you get kicked out with the premise that you're trespassing on. It's very simple. Nothing complicated. You shouldn't. You can protest your speech, but you cannot block entrance to the classroom, and influence people who try to have a class. And you shouldn't encamp on the lawn. If they're allowed, I mean, is there law preventing people from encamping on the grass? If there isn't, well, you probably should inform all the homeless people and invite them to camp out on the grass on the campus. If not, then they should kick them all out. That's all. Very simple.
Yeah, I agree, and that's how it's worked for decades. You know, a lot of protesters over the years, regardless to what the issue was, climate change, civil rights, etc., have been arrested. That happens. I have no argument with that. That's not even what nothing that I said is speaking to the fact that these people are getting arrested. I just said that it's been recorded, the type of arrests that are happening. That's it.
Okay, what type of arrests that are recorded?
According to the chief of police, is mostly trespassing.
Okay, so but it's criminal act.
It's not arrested. It's a misdemeanor, and they'll handle it like any other person throughout history has handled that. I mean, these are privileged kids, so I'm not impeding their future options.
This is
Ugh.
this is what I think King is right about that. This is one thing that I think is amazing though. I've heard so many calls from people who want to consider college age young adults, children, whatever. It's fine if they consider somebody who was in the military at the same age or was fucking
Mostly from the suburbs.
Big,
McDonald's or
big, what, big, what's wrong with you, Big? I can't believe you, Big.
Everybody who is a certain age was able to be considered a child. But evidently, for so many people, and I don't mean I'm not applying this to King. I wouldn't be surprised if she looked at it this way, but I'm not going to apply it to her because we haven't had enough of a conversation to establish this yet. But this has been established so many times in these conversations, it frustrates me. College somehow means kid, whereas all the other things that people do in life, the actual productive things that don't, that don't wind up with you having crazy amounts of debt, etc. Whatever. These are 1,000 conversations that we could have about this. But regardless, like someone's age, I guess, is no longer what we use to determine whether or not they're kids. If it's their demeanor, and that's why college means that they're children as opposed to adults. I mean, I would have a hard time arguing with that. One last quick thing, Dr. Jordan, and then it's all you. But I don't, as I said before, I don't care who the people are that are committing crimes, even if they're trespassing. Even though I imagine that because of the demands of so many people who see these young adults as children that have demanded that their futures not be ruined, and I imagine that just like even situations prior to this, many large, very liberal cities where you have undercharging for certain crimes, I would not be surprised if trespass is one of the most minor crimes that can be applied to kids, regardless of what they've done, because there have been many calls for them not to have their criminal reputations, their civic ones, tarnished by charges.
When do you shut the fuck up, bitch?
So if in fact that demand was heated, now the fact that the criminal justice system has been negotiated for a certain class of people, that negotiation is going to be thrown back in people's face to say that they were doing nothing more than trespassing. It's hilarious. Dr. Jordan, sorry.
So what are they trying to do? They're trying to say that because they're students, they should expunge their records, such as the trespassing. Is that what they're demanding?
I don't know, bitch.
Are asking as a condition for them to cease the encampment for their amnesty for the people who participated in the protest.
Yeah,
Again,
people ask for amnesty when they've committed.
These are all tactics that have been used before on college campuses, in particular during college protests. It's pretty textbook.
Why?
Yeah, but in historical protests, people took their lumps. Because if you actually care about something, that's part of it. If you're going to commit a crime, even a very minor crime, for the sake of a group of people or a cause, you don't care because you care about it. It's something you want to do. It's not just a fucking new pair of Uggs.
Yeah. So they're saying that they should be exempt from the criminal justice system because they're students. what kind of fucking excuse are these?
Well, also, expelled, right? So, I mean, I can't think of a more significant, more punitive, move for a school. The misdemeanor is nothing in my perspective, my opinion, compared to being expelled from a that's a serious, you've committed a serious infraction if you have.
Maybe they just consider this as a party, a weekend party. That's fantastic. Drunken party.
Yeah, I mean it gets pretty rowdy, especially like when the football team wins like a big championship. It's been known to pop off on a college campus from time to time. Cars burning, mayhem. This happens. It's
But what is the implication of the entitlement if it's an entitled demographic, right? What do you think is the implication when you mentioned that these kids are entitled, or maybe you didn't say entitled, maybe you said that they come from privilege. I'm not saying you're criticizing that, but what is the ultimate implication?
again comparative analysis.
Comparative analysis.
Protested in the '60s. If they didn't go into corporate America, they went into the academy. There's some
The
that go to
academy.
jail to this day, right?
Jail to
But
this
there are
day.
some, and I'm sure that it's probably because these people had access to wealth, lawyers, or their parents may have been friends with judges, but they did just
The
fine, right?
fuck are you
So I
talking
just
about now?
doubt that um, they'll probably be okay. Like if history informs anything that's going on right now, they'll probably be okay. I also doubt that the
Okay.
corporations are really going to go through with that because the world is global. People that go to Ivy League are marketable anywhere around the world. So I'm not. I think they're probably just
Well,
trying to, scared.
well, what I'm saying though is that I think the entitlement suggests that these are students who may not be as committed to the cause, or their convictions may not be as strong. In fact, this may indeed be something that is almost frivolous. Like it's as though we would take it more seriously if this came from a more diverse swath of the of co-eds, right? People who can't afford to lose, and so they're willing to be they're passionate about this regardless of the consequences. I don't know. I just don't.
Again, history informs us. I'm sure that none of these kids who are out there have not learned about protest movements of the past. I mean, they're consistent on college campuses. In the '90s, there were protests on my campus. Like that's why I'm like, it doesn't really phase me. But as it relates to myself, I was more of idealist, egalitarian, and radical. Right now, I have a mortgage, trying to send a kid to college, and I have bad knees. I'm not marching for nobody. Right, like people mature. And it's not like people aren't committed to the cause. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying that the more you learn and the more you observe how things go with governments. I mean, governments particularly. I mean, we can go back to the Arab Spring. Um, a lot of the people who organized that got killed or thrown in jail. A lot of the people who um, organized a lot of the movements on campuses in the United States are a lot of them got killed or imprisoned. A lot of them
Who?
were blackballed. Hanoi Jane 5. speaking on, for the, protesting against the Vietnam. I mean, this happens over and over again. And so what frustrates me all across the board is that we just can't seem to learn from history. Every generation, it's like, oh, this is the first time this happened. This is the first time this happened. Researching this issue, I came across an article about Barack Obama and how when he was using drones to bomb people in Yemen, those strikes also killed aid workers. And so I'm like, huh, you know what I mean? Like, I think this is all data to give one a perspective of, you know what, yeah, this is it. This is how it's always been, and it's probably how it's always going to be. Governments don't represent the people. Governments, they act for power and more power, and it's not about what the people want. America is not only the only place that. So I hope I answered you on that. Like,
Bitch, how long do you talk?
And I come from a very conservative family, so
You were a fucking radical.
my dad would tell me, everybody isn't equal. My father told me that everybody isn't equal, right? Because he's British and he felt like, we are just better stock than anyone else. So I was more egalitarian.
Egalitarian? What the fuck is egalitarian?
The movements of the past.
Shut the fuck up,
enjoy,
bitch.
the rights that I have now. But eventually,
Bitch, you got a mortgage, you ain't got no rights.
Was against the Iraq War. And it was at that point where I was like, you know what, I'm not marching in any more protests because it really doesn't change. It doesn't make the change that people would hope that they would. And so that's what I mean by privileged, and they're gonna mature and they're gonna be the ones running the government in the next generation. This is the facts.
Why don't we shut down all the embassies? Why don't we US shut down all things? Places where they don't want things.
JR, you have a ton. I think that was you. Wait, was that JR? Was that you, JR? Or John? Who was that? I think he's done.
Yeah.
JR, you have a ton of background noise. I'm gonna ask maybe Flash if I'm getting it right. You were saying, why don't we shut down all the embassies? It sounded like maybe you're being sarcastic. I'm not sure, but again.
I'm being real. Why don't they shut down all the embassies from places where they don't want the immigrants to come in?
Shut down all the embassies from places where they don't want immigrants.
Exactly. Yeah. Well, I mean, embassies is not just for immigration. Embassies for
The communication between the government.
yeah. So just keep the office, no immigration. Put some.
He was saying, I think she's mistaking these protests to be those protests against the Iraq War, against Vietnam, right? Where do I start? So first of all, those protests were not about hating a group of people. Those protests did not call out for genocide against a group of people. These protests are not about stopping the war. These protests are happening because one side is losing, that Hamas is losing. These protests would not take place if Hamas was winning. If the Arab Spring had succeeded, you would see jihadist Islamist governments all across the Middle East. Thank God see what happened in Egypt after the Arab Spring is it was democracy and the Muslim Brotherhood took over. And the Muslim Brotherhood is probably the world's largest terrorist jihadist group. And thank God for the dictatorship in Egypt today that the Muslim Brotherhood is gone and the world is a safer place. So you should know who these protesters are, what they're asking for. They're not asking for peace. They're asking for Hamas to buckle up, to get back their weapons and fight back and kill as many Jews as possible. That is what they're asking. They're asking for genocide. These are not anti-war demonstrations. These are not the Vietnam protests of the 60s or 70s, right? So please don't confuse the two. Completely different.
Shiva, do you know what the United States position was as it relates to the Arab Spring? Do you know?
Bitch, do you?
Absolutely, and they were wrong. We were wrong.
Beyond that, do you know who are allies with both Israel and the United States? Saudi Arabia. Aren't they Wahhabis? Aren't they also Islamists? You know what I mean? Like, it's the Middle East, right? So, I don't know. I'm always looking for consistency, Shiva, and as it relates to what you're saying about, I'm just speaking, what they're calling for on campuses. I'm responding to the official report of what the students are asking for with their college administrations. That's been widely reported on. I don't.
King, do you denounce October 7th, King?
Of course.
What do you denounce about it?
Innocents are not combatants, right? That's a war crime to attack civilians. Isn't this true?
Well, not according to the
I'm
protesters.
I'm very confused. Okay.
You're very confused?
Why are they in the U.S.?
Motherfucker. I'm just saying that the protesters don't denounce October 7th. They cheer it. They love it. It was a big success for them.
Well, I mean, yeah, they were, before Israel even responded, they were celebrating in the streets. But I mean, that's just because they have anti-Israel sentiments. I guess we could call this, if we're arguing over the words, anti-Semitic.
Oh.
Okay.
King, if we were to make you president of the United States of America, what are 3 things you would do for we the people?
I just program computers. I'm not a foreign policy expert. I'm not a diplomat.
No, I said we the people. That means domestic, not international. What would you do for we the people?
I'm not a politician, right?
So you don't even have 3 basic common sense things you'd like to see happen in society? Wow. Pretty difficult, I understand. Wow, pretty difficult.
They're being taught statescraft and how to manage government. I'm not them. That was never my area of interest, and it's not my area of expertise, and I don't have to have an opinion about it.
Got it. Do you have 3 positive words off the top of your head, King? Can you say 3 positive words? Do you have 3? Give peace a chance. Okay, those give is not a positive word. Peace is a positive word. Chance, not so much. And a is, not really a proper noun or a word.
Well, I'm not really. I mean, this is not a test, though. I'm not taking you 100% serious. But what is your point, John?
My point is that you're a dingbat and you don't know shit and your opinion sucks.
And that's usually what happens. They resort to personal attacks because they have absolutely nothing of value to say. That is typical.
Oh, I got a lot of valuable things to say. For example, stop thinking and end your problems. Stop thinking and end your problems. I'll say it one more time. Stop thinking and end your problems.
Mm-hmm.
You see, the more you think, exactly, the more you think, the more you speak, the further from the truth you're really going to get. Because your opinion sucks.
Prove it. Prove it. And I'm not stating my opinion.
Oh, you're
I'm
not?
stating that. No, I'm stating.
I see. You have exclusive opinions, which are always the factual ones. Got it.
John, you're a dumb fuck. I'm still waiting for the valuable information.
You see, King, you're projecting when you say I'm a dumb fuck. It's not me who's the dumb fuck. It's you, the radical girl, the young radical who had a very conservative father who's the dumb fuck. The woman with the husband paying the mortgage, putting a kid through college, paying these liberal morons to re-educate your child with more stupidity. Congratulations, King. You've made it. The American dream.
How much education did you have, John?
I graduated 8th grade. Don't ask me no more questions.
Well, you talk like an 8th grade graduate, so there you go. Makes sense.
John, why don't you guys divorce all of them?
JR, I don't know if that was, I think that was you. I don't know what's going on. You need to work on your audio game.
I can give you some pointers with that.
Actually, Horatio is the last person you need to listen to. Horatio has not enunciated a goddamn syllable in 20 years. I swear to God.
On top of audio issue.
Yeah, this is what my father meant when he said that we're not all equal. I cannot stand engaging with high school dropouts, I swear.
Well, your father was also a moron because we are all equal. You see, our brains are actually very identical. It's your race consciousness which is ridiculous.
John, to people that demand equality, we are not all equal.
You guys do know that this John guy has many accounts and records these rooms. It's like some sick game of his.
Excuse me?
Yeah, but I mean, like,
What kind of ridiculous gossip is that? Who are you? And are you recording this room? Very funny. Some sick obsession. It's true, it is a sick obsession.
Publicly, this is a troll, but go ahead, guys.
I'm not trolling. No, I'm serious. Like,
I'll play along. Go ahead.
what's your biggest deal breaker?
I did a Kolola, says you're not shallow, but continue.
Mommy, rests.
Rests.
Yeah, so start. What
You guys are speaking other languages, is it fair?
No, I'm just saying she should, like...
Has begun the most controversial medical experiment of the 21st century, bringing science fiction into a real world that might not be ready for the consequences of a cyborg revolution. Neuralink has arrived. Now what comes next? On Sunday, January 28th, 2024, Elon Musk's Neuralink carried out their first robotic operation on a human brain. The patient was implanted with a total of 64 wires directly into the tissue of their cerebral cortex, each wire containing 16 microscopic electrode sensors, and then a very small...
Make blood soup, you know.
5 heifers, red heifers, or whatever it is.
Dude, nobody brought up Temple Mount. What are you talking about?
I heard the Wagobi beef from the red heifer is the most expensive per pound in the whole world. Wagyu beef from the red heifers. Wagyu beef from the red heifers. The burgers are incredible with cheddar cheese. Has anyone had a Wagyu beef burger from a red heifer yet? At Burger King, they're delicious.
He didn't go to a church. He went to a temple. So that means.
What are you rambling on about, Farida?
It means you are not honest.
Like your PTR, I know you don't look like that.
I wear my heart on my sleeve.
I wear my heart on my pants pocket.
Religions, then it's okay. Then I think you are a kind person.
Hey, Liz.
Wow, you're a kind person.
Hey, Zen, slow down a second, because we were actually on a tangent that made something.
A tangent? She doesn't look like her PTR and she's rambling.
But we were working towards an understanding that
now I don't like my PTR just because I put a glaze over it. Whatever, get over yourself, bro.
Whatever, girl, you don't look that good. Impossible.
Hey, Zen, just hit the mute button.
If he was my friend, you would have been on live yesterday.
Remember when we
Stupid dumb clowns.
So that's actually a sign that Lutheranism is more based than Roman Catholicism. And I know it sounds counterintuitive, but the reason why is because our people separated from the liberal queers. The Roman Catholic Church takes and makes them popes.
Wow.
So we separated from the liberal academic faggots.
But wait a minute, are you Jewish?
Who are you? All right, you just interrupted me trying to.
Sorry, I'm just saying, have you been in a mikveh with a rabbi who likes to play touchy-feely before? Because he thinks he's the Pope too.
Sounds like a terrible experience.
Which one is the base?
All right, so the gay faggot Lutherans are the Elka. In the 1970s, at the seminaries, of course, there was a movement of liberals who started saying that the Bible isn't true and all this shit, and the Synod kicked them out. But there were so many of them that they formed their own movement, and a bunch of churches broke away to be with them, and they called themselves the Elka, the Evangelical Lutheran Church in America. But the conservative Lutheran denominations in America are the Lutheran Church Missouri Synod and then the Wisconsin Evangelical Lutheran Synod, WELS. So WELS is the
where are all these people now?
Say what?
Where are all these Protestants now?
There's a lot of unorthodox Protestants out there, yes, but there's not a lot of traditional Protestants. You're absolutely right.
I mean,
The Wisconsin one is the based one?
No, I think Seventh-day Adventists.
Listen, I'm going to be just totally honest with you. Neither of the conservative Lutheran denominations are based. My denomination, the Lutheran Church Missouri Synod, they have the Roman Catholic Church capitulated to Jews in Vatican II in the 1960s. My church, we held out for 20 more years, but in 1983, the Lutheran Church Missouri Synod leadership issued an apology to the Jews and said that Martin Luther sinned against the Jews by writing his naughty, naughty book.
Naughty.
But,
here's
the point I'm making is that there is a remnant and there are young people who are true Lutherans who have woken up to this, and that movement is growing each and every day. Now,
what do you think, John? Are you going to become a Lutheran?
Is it enough to make it?
No way.
No, but you know what? When God delivered the children of Israel in the days of Gideon from the Midianites, he didn't need a huge army. He had 300 soldiers. and they defeated a 1,000,000-man army. The army of Midian was everywhere. All right. So if God desires to set his people free, then he'll do it with 300 or 3,000 or 3 million or 300 million. It doesn't matter. And if he desires to destroy us because of our apostasy, because of our friendship to Jews, because of our love of sin, because of our love of ourselves, then nothing's going to stop him. But all I know is that when my people are destroyed, the enemies of my people will also be destroyed, because that's how God operates. He doesn't just judge
But
his
wait a
own
minute,
people, he judges his people.
Are God's people already free?
They should be free from sin, yes, correct. But
No, not just free
all
from
is
sin, I mean free.
In what way are you saying that? Who is this dude?
Liberated. My name is John. Are you blind or something?
I see. Okay, yeah. I mean,
what's wrong with Lutheranism, John? Why don't you want to become a Lutheran?
You knew who I was. Oh my god, this is fucking hilarious. He is one angry little bitch.
Oh, do you know what I used to always love enjoy having? What I enjoy and love having? I don't
Do you have anything that
bananas. I don't want the bread. I'm a meat eater. That's who I am right now. And I think I used to be
do you have rice?
vegetable person, so it's kind of sick that I've got into meat, but I'm gonna cut that out.
What kind of meat are you putting in your mouth? Are you having New York strip or rack of lamb? What kind of meat are you putting in your belly?
Zen raises an interesting point.
Sorry. When you start doing that, you start
Aside from drunk.
humanize.
Yo. They kicked me.
Hello. I just want to say that I think you're a cool guy and everything. Sorry for removing you from the room. It's just that, I get kind of scared that you're recording the room sometimes.
Well, I don't really care how you feel. That's a you problem.
Okay. No, I'm glad about that. Anyway, I'll see you around.
Hello? Hello? Is it me you're looking for? Can you see me in your clown house eye? Can you see me in your clown house dreams? I will hypnotize you till you fall on your knees. Ow! Hello?
A few times if you want.
Right, Fred, love. I think it would be wise for you to have a cup of coffee and a little bit of something to eat.
Some rice, some bread, a banana.
Rafa in Palestine got bombed today, and I was there seeing that. So you think a coffee can sort that out?
No, I just think that it might help with the
Israeli You
It might help with
must
the intoxication.
be a delusional Israeli person, to be honest. And you do that to us, and I do have.
Hold on, where are you saying that I'm Israeli? I'm not
I
Israeli.
don't even have no. With us, we don't want you here.
Rita, that's fine and well, but I'm not Israeli. I've never stepped foot in Israel.
Just ruining us for no reason.
Rita.
What did we do to you?
I've got family. I've got family in Israel. You don't like my family?
Okay.
I mean, I live in, Pereira, like, Joe Biden. Trust me. I've got family that live in Israel, and I live in Georgia, and I'm an American soldier. Are you telling me that, I need to be worried about you hurting my family in Israel?
Because, like, Doug is always just looking for an excuse to travel somewhere and kill something.
Frankly, I don't think that you need to be concerned about Farida with anybody unless she's behind the wheel of a car.
Facts. Dude, as a man that has 3 DUIs under his record, I agree.
That is unsurprising.
Did you say that you were in death? Because you sound like you're in London. Am I wrong?
She did say that she was in Rafa today.
Did she? Did she have to be in Rafa?
Seriously, if she's in Rafa, she needs to get the fuck out.
She might just be thinking of Islam in London. I doesn't admit.
How big is Rafa? How many miles is it? Square miles?
Oh my god, bro.
Oh.
He made a press conference in New York talking shit to some fucking casting. I wish I could find this
Climate change.
because it's
Protesters.
multiple different places that put it up and take it down.
Who are
But
engaging
he
in civil
damn near was
disobedience, to say, because they feel like they are saving the world, right? These people are risking, some of the people out there are risking it all, and they're risking it all consciously.
They're doing jihad. They're not risking shit. They're doing jihad. Okay? The liberals, right? The morons who are following these jihadis, they have no clue, right? And once they get one lesson from either law enforcement or banishing them from the university, they will learn their lesson. They will never do it again. These secular liberals, whatever you want to call them, lefties. But the jihadis know exactly what they're doing. When they say gas the Jews, they know exactly what they're saying. When they support Hamas and wear Hamas banners on their head, we know exactly what they're supporting. Okay, this is not graceful. This is not peaceful. This is not civil disobedience. This is not Martin Luther King fighting for freedom. No, this is about killing another group of people.
And you saying they doing
No one's been killed. Sheba, nobody's been killed. Nobody has been attacked. Like, again, we're looking. We're all looking for evidence that whether it be through police reports, because that's what you do if you're
Have you not seen the protests? I've seen the little kids get beat up.
Y'all
This
are.
is why, you gotta go.
They incurred damages, alright? They incurred property damages.
Property damage and
selective. Yes, exactly. That's criminal acts. Okay? That's criminal acts.
That's what I'm saying. It's just, hold on. Henson, who perspective. So he's all about the. So I would like to ask him, once Hitler made those laws, right? Hold on. Once Hitler made those laws, when is it okay to defy the laws?
And where's the Hitler in United States? You and I made the most of the creators. You and I are Hitlers.
No, what I'm saying is, once Hitler put those laws in effect and put those moves in effect, do you still have to follow that law?
This law and that law are different.
Oh.
It depends on who made the law. Right?
Yeah, Hitler made the
you have to make that clear. You have to state that not all laws are equal. Right?
And so we're supposed to spend all this time trying to change the law, right? To stop a group of people that's dying by the tens of thousands.
So you're saying that basically follow the laws. Why do we need to enact the laws? According to you, we just have a lawless state then.
So can I ask a question? Can I ask a question? If you don't mind. Just Dr.
DEI, diversity,
what year did they abolish black slavery? Is my question to you. And let's talk about when it was still legal and that war in their country. When was it abolished?
No, I was listening to this book called The Nature's Eternal Religion, or The White Man's Bible, and he was saying nigger like it was a regular word, and it's pretty funny. I always get a kick out of that. When people just say it.
Yeah.
They just say it like it's...
People used to say it like it was nothing, because it was. Like, we have been brainwashed to hate ourselves and to love our fucking oppressors and the ones who want to just fuck us in the ass. Like, fuck these niggers, man. Now, if they're a true human being that gives themselves to Christ and recognizes the greatness of the European people and shows respect and criticizes the Jews and wants to better their own people, wants to bring Christ and church and morality and punishment of evildoers to their own people, then God bless them. But if they're fucking niggers that want to use the Jew and partner with the Jew to destroy my people, they can fuck the fuck off and go back to their mud fucking hole.
Yeah?
Yeah.
So I'm a little bit confused. Where are you planning on having the barbecue this year?
What is it like? How much time do you sleep a day, Del?
I mean, I get 6 to 8 hours of sleep a day.
I don't think Del does, and Del is like his brain gets away from him at times.
How do you feel about Aleister Crowley? I didn't know there was a whole religion around the dude. Jeff?
Yeah, he is considered a prophet to people who call themselves Stelamites. His big thing is the Gnostic Mass, and I was actually listening to his poetry today, and it's pretty good poetry. But I get the feeling that anybody who, like a lot of these left wokists, they're basically like witches and warlocks in many ways, but I don't think they understand. Yeah, I just don't think they have a very good understanding or knowledge of God. There's just so much information, and we use the word God all the time, but it's a very complicated word because it means all. So I don't know. There's just people aren't educated anymore. I mean, if you don't get the books, I don't know how you're going to get the information because everybody's really
Reading
dumbed down.
the Bible is an education in and of itself, and the beautiful thing is that God has revealed himself to man through the God-man Jesus Christ, who tasted death for all that we might have eternal life through his resurrection and ascension.
Yeah, but I don't think you get eternal life through his sacrifice. I think he's just the role model.
All right, listen, we don't blaspheme, right? So you came in here to pitch Crowleyism or AKA Satanism.
I didn't. Him brought it up.
The only kind of knowledge
questioning it.
The only kind of knowledge that's going to save your soul is the knowledge of the Lord Jesus Christ. But I think for someone like you who's
No, that's not true. I'm baptized.
seduced,
I'm just saying, what is the knowledge of Jesus Christ that will save your life? Like, because people want to know. What is the good news?
Cite the Apostles' Creed. That's the knowledge, right? It's the Apostles' Creed, the Nicene Creed. Those creeds are like Scripture's crib notes. They reveal to you the plan of God and the revelation of God very succinctly in a couple paragraphs.
Well, let me ask you this, Francisco. Do you think that, like, learning about Crowley and stuff like that, do you think it's evil? Like, just to learn about it?
What's the motivation, right? So, listen, back in the days of Martin Luther, there was a movement among the Catholic Church scholars to start studying the Kabbalah. All right, they knew they had the Kabbalah. The Jewish used the Kabbalah, Book of Magic Spells, and so some of the courts and scholars in Europe were seduced, like, oh, let's study that too, and that led to a bunch of bullshit. So no, I think that if you all in Christ are all the treasures of wisdom and knowledge hidden. There's no treasure of wisdom and knowledge that's not inside of Christ. So why would you explore knowledge of the dark side? It's like, yeah, I'll go ahead and eat from the tree of the knowledge of good and evil. Thank you very much. And I can handle it. I can take that diet. And it's folly.
Yeah, I know you're going to say this is blasphemy, but some people would say that Christ was a Kabbalist, master.
Yeah, exactly. Like Andrew Meyer or something like that, who's a Jew who, is a cursed person.
Well, I mean, I'm just saying that there's interesting information in it. I've read the Zohar.
No, listen. No, yeah. That is blasphemy, and I won't stand for it because that's what the Talmud said 1,800 years ago, whenever they started writing down that cursed book, that Christ learned the dark arts in Egypt, right? So all you're doing is repackaging a lie that was already judged by God and destroyed. Like, you should look into the siege of Jerusalem if you want to play around with that shit, because then you can find your future, what's waiting for you on the other side.
Let me ask you this question. I don't know if you saw, but Luke Skywalker on May 4th or whatever endorsed Joe Biden.
Yeah, made a fool of himself and looked like a doddering old turd. Yep.
So do you think that Joe Biden and Barack Obama are dark Sith lords?
No, they're puppets. They're marionettes, right? They're goyim, shadows goys, as we call them. Like Biden says, I'm Roman Catholic. Like, of course, the Jew wants Roman Catholics to be just like Biden.
A drilling fool or what?
Well, a doddering, trust me, he's on the pure crystal meth, like the stuff that they made in Breaking Bad. It makes that look like it's impure, the stuff that he gets. Like, he's on the crystal, pure crystal.
Yeah.
But I'm looking forward to it. I want to see him and Trump in the debates. I want to see him, like, piss his pants or humiliate himself, and hear all the liberals defend it, and then all the conservatives will have that blood in their mouth, and and then it's just going to shout that Kamala Harris is president at the end of it all, and it'll be a big joke. But they may let Trump win. They may want to decide, you know what, we really want the whites to rise up and rebel. Maybe if we give them Donald Trump for 4 more years, they'll let us make anti-Semitism illegal, just like Lenin did in 1917.
Pretty much.
So that's the joke's on us. It's a Hegelian dialectic of heads, the Jew wins, tails, the Goyim lose.
This is kind of interesting. I'm in the middle of, Jesus Christ and Satanism. So, Zen, Jeff, he says, do as thou wilt. I mean, can you, sacrifice babies to, the God that starts with the letter M and stuff?
Well, I mean, if you go down to your local Planned Parenthood, and you look at how many babies have been killed since October 7th, I guarantee you there's been more babies killed in America than there have been IDF soldiers. I'm just saying that you don't need to go far to see the Moloch sacrifices happening in your own neighborhood. Right across the street from my house, there's a fertility clinic, and I'm pretty sure they do abortions there.
Yeah, child sacrifice has always been a Jewish sacrament, even going back to the Old Covenant days when they would apostatize and leave the worship of God behind. They would always adopt the Satan worship, the Baal worship, the same religion that the Aztecs and the Incans and shit had. They would always go back to that, and that involved child sacrifice. So no different. It's just like Christians drink the blood of Christ and eat the flesh of Christ. The Jew drinks the blood of innocents through their sacrament of abortion. It's a sacrament to them. That's how evil they are.
So Jeff, I mean, would it do as thou wilt? Couldn't that be like evil if you're like, you know, sacrificing babies and stuff?
I think I've read a lot of Crowley, and if you break down the word "do," what thou wilt is the whole of the law, meaning that like the doing part is the big thing. You know, not a lot of people do shit. A lot of people just talk about shit, but they don't do shit.
Yeah. But if they did, it would definitely involve adrenochrome. I mean, we are talking about Hollywood. We're talking about Harvey Weinstein, Jeffrey Epstein, Finkelstein, Gittlesenstein, fucking Nigger Loverstein.
You know, Harvey Weinstein was the cinematographer of the Obama White House. He actually was the guy who set up the reels, and he flew into D.C. with the reels, and they would have movie night at the White House. It's very, very weird. Very, very weird.
I'm surprised they didn't have it on Little St. James Island.
Do you think Harvey went there? Do you think Harvey went? Did he know Epstein?
Of course, they knew each other, but I mean, I don't know to what level. But I know that Donald Trump knew Jeffrey Epstein quite well.
Yeah, he did. That's why I think Trump is compromised, because he knew Jeff so well.
Trump, he's owned. Look at the Jews are not a monolith, right? They have right and left as well. Like left-wing Jews are the communists, like the Bidens, and the right-wing Jews are the Kebab Lubavitch Netanyahus, like Trump. You see the dialectic here? You see where it's going? It's.
So Jeff, being a daywalker, I mean, do you identify as white or Jew?
White.
Yeah, I would identify as white as well.
You know, the guy.
If I was a daywalker.
There was like a Zenny kind of a Jew.
Do you like Blade, Jeff?
Yeah, it is actually a very good movie, and he got in trouble for not paying his taxes. Seriously. They put Blade in prison. Like, that's to make all the black people fear the government.
Yeah, and he was gonna fight Joe Rogan. Joe Rogan would have kicked his ass, so he got out of it. What would be like what would be the minimum amount you would take to have Joe Rogan kick your ass? I would say
the guy who wrote
10,000.
Called Be Here Now or something like that. It's like some Zen, like he's a Jew. Like, anyway,
yeah, that's Ram Dass.
Point people away from.
I was gonna say,
you know what, Jeff?
I've met Joe Rogan. I met him in Hermosa Beach, and I screamed at him. I said, "Let's smoke a joint." He's like, "All right, roll it up." He's like 4'10".
Yeah, absolutely. Here's the thing, Jeff. I accept you as white, but the secret recording, it really.
The secret recording. Oh my god, so funny.
Interesting. So can you do some like freestyle or something?
I ain't rapping in a long time, but fuck that. I'm having a good time. I'm getting my dick sucked. So what the fuck? You're like a chicken. You're about to get plucked and stuff. Emissary, I'm gonna put him in the cemetery. I seen his mother's vagina. That shit is very scary. So, that's natural to me. Thank you. Gracias. Obrigado.
At least, motherfucker, come on.
Yeah. I'm back on my original account.
Yeah, Reese, it's a garbage out account.
Huh?
I'm a rapper too, and Emissary is my god. I all pray to worship the Emissary in the streets all the time. Make way for the Emissary. Emissary is my god, my king. I love you, Emissary. Thank you, Emissary. You can blasphemize. That's a you problem, bro. Emissary is my god. I can free man. I can freely worship any god I want.
Reese, I think this motherfucker's a virgin. I mean, his mother's vaginal glands are fucking large. I bet you.
Yo, Reese, I don't have you in. It's like your new account, Reese.
This is my original account. I got suspended for like 8 months.
This is what you writing about.
Yeah, Reese.
Yeah, but I don't have you as a friend in this account.
Okay, I do that. Bro, I got so many people that have been. Dude, I have so many messages from this account. Holy shit. I'm just going through what people sent me. A lot of them is hate mail. I'm loving it.
I got a lot of Indians messaging me like, I'm gonna kill you, motherfucker. Because I posted so many Indians.
Rodriguini, come on.
All praise Emissary, make way for Emissary. He is my God King. I love you, Emissary.
Yeah, I will reward you. I will give you heavens. I will give you heavens and paradise and beautiful chicks.
Can you give me a heaven in the Gaza Strip? I'd like to take over all that land and diaspora, all those people as a punishment for October 7th.
Republican guy?
Yeah, he's a set. If I ever met you.
Oh, they kicked me. They kicked me.
Yeah, they kicked me too.
I've been kicked from like every room tonight.
I know you feel me on that. Well, again, you guys are talking about politics. So this group of women called MAD. I don't know if y'all heard about MAD. These Mothers Against Drunk Driving. They didn't join a political party, but they came together and put pressure on politicians, on governors, on mayors, saying, listen, we want a bill on the books saying if someone is caught drunk driving, they gotta automatically serve an extra 7 to 8 years, and they got that on the books. They didn't have to be Democrat and let me work with you and do this, and they didn't have to jump through hoops. They came together, they put pressure on these political people, and they put that pressure to the point that to this day, if you're caught drunk driving, no matter what state you're in, there's a portion of that has to do with the MAD program, which is MAD drunk driving. So again, coming together, not being swayed or okay, they offered her gifts, so we gotta take this away. No, let's get some books on the law. Let's get some laws on the books saying this is what we want. Come together, you put pressure on it, and you can make it happen without joining a political party, without being all involved and all hands down. But again, having the goal and then make it happen. That's kind of what happens. So I just wanted to touch on that. It's not always about joining a political party, but I do see there are even nations that do that. I know Chinese people, especially in a lot of these states, they have communities of Chinese people. But they come together saying, okay, we're going to talk to the Democrats, we're going to talk to the Republicans, but this is what we want. We want Chinatown in every state. They got a Chinatown in every state because they came together and said, we want a community where we can sell our stuff, and guess what? This is what they got. So it's not always about voting and let's join a party. It's about having the goal. What do we want?
and agree on that and then execute it. That's what we have to kind of learn to do. Learn how to put books, write bills so we can have laws. It's not always about going the way or the avenue of voting. There's other ways to do things. So that's all I had to add. Yeah, that was good right there.
Malachi, go ahead, brother.
Hey, I don't want to smoke. So the thing about it, we have to understand, according to Hebrews 13:4, that marriage to us became the whole month of Edify. So I feel like a lot of time when people get married, especially in America, they get married according to the government. And so the government is like a business. But we have to understand when we get married, it is the contract between you and the Most High and your wife. So the white man should not dictate your marriage. Now, when we look at most women, most cases, most women are basically being Americanized. So what it is, some women do choose the wrong man. And I do understand that most men do leave the women. Because, like, for example, like I said before, I've been married when I was 21, got divorced when I was 24. And I'm not going to lie, my wife, she let me put my own child support. But we didn't understand that marriage is not supposed to be a business. It's supposed to be a contract between you and the Most High, not the enemy. You're not supposed to get married according to the enemy. Now, as a black man, we know many Israelites. I know we got a lot of Christians up here. As a man, I realized the importance of getting myself established before I get married, before I get myself organized and together. So when I get married, there wouldn't be any problem. But most cases, some marriages, there's going to be a little problem. But we have to stay strong in the word, stay positive, and we have to submit to one another. Like I said before, we have to follow our portion, follow the scriptures, and the faith of Mashiach, Yahweh, the Messiah, and we have to realize the importance of understanding that we need to stop getting married according to the American way. Like I said before, I feel like as a nation, we should have a Kitover, a Hebrew contract. Because if you look closely, there's a lot of divorce. Because there's no accountability at all period. There's no accountability at all period. So I just leave it at that. All praise to the Most High.
Praises, brother. Appreciate that. I think next in the queue was Dwayne. Then after that, we got my sister, Christian Israelite.
I'm trying to make this quick. Anybody who has a problem with voting, to me, you are like a foolish man with a fishing rod standing by the river, crying how hungry you are, but yet you refuse to cast your line. Right? That's how foolish you are. Everything is done in politics, right? Ask Trump. Trump would say, Trump's trying to get back to being the president, right? What do you think he's going to stick doing, right? Trying to win votes, okay? It's power in politics. Stuff get done through politics. Whether your community receive the fund that it needs to run the program that it needs, it's done through politics. For anybody to think that voting don't solve problems, oh yeah, you're a waste of a citizen. Your citizenship is wasted, right? Buffoonery is the reason why they, like Charles was saying, they was trying to kill us so we couldn't vote, because the power of voting could change things. So anybody who says that voting has no power, man, oh man, yeah, I see you lack your wisdom, and I fall back.
Yeah. Go ahead, sister, Miss Christian Israelite.
Yeah, see, it's two topics on the table. I'll come to the voting, since that's the last thing that was spoken on.
If you talk to both of them, if you want to.
Okay, I'll try. I would more so stand in agreement with Charles as far as like trying to at least vote,
because a lot of times, you know, our lack of voting has put people in positions that have actually kind of, you know, put us in harm's way as a nation of people. I do believe, you know, a lot of times when it comes down to politics, when it comes to the church, we kind of try to keep them separate. We feel like there's nothing that we need to do, so, you know, just, you know, wait on Christ and all this is going to fall and not apply ourselves and all this stuff like that there. Well, it's kind of, I won't call nobody foolish because I feel like that's kind of rude, but I will say, you know, Daniel in their captivity, they still were into politics. Joseph was into politics, and in their position, they did what they could for their people. If you don't like the people that's in the position, that is where you come along, get in those positions, and do what you're supposed to do to make sure your people are safe, right? And so to sit and be like, well, I'm waiting on Christ, and I'm waiting on Christ, and the sky gonna crack, and all this thing like that. You know, no man knows the day nor the hour, and to sit by idly and assume that, you know, God gonna deliver you is not, it's nothing wrong with that, but it's irresponsible at the same time, because even in Egypt, they were sitting in positions doing what they were supposed to do until that time came. They did whatever they could to make themselves comfortable until that time came. And I know that word comfortable is going to trigger people. Like, who wants to be comfortable in a quote unquote captivity for Israelites? And you got, you know, some of the Christians or the believers who are like, well, nobody's, you know, trying to live comfortable in a land that's going to eventually fall anyway. It's not about that. It's about the fact that you don't want to sit up and play this game of I'm not going to vote, when really not voting is the reason why a lot of things are declining. We got the Voting Rights Act under attack because of us not voting. We got lax. We got so lax. You know, off of our ancestors who helped build this country. They made so many contributions that we are literally living off the fruits of their labor, and now we in this promised land, and we done forgot all about their hard work, and some of us are ungrateful that we talk against it. We don't see that all of the things that they fought for to do is being undone due to our lack of voting and our fear of it. And then we had all these little movements, oh my God, that I feel like have been the worst thing for our community as far as voting. Kemet, Moors, Hebrew Israelites, NOI, all these black nationalist movements telling us not to vote, and for that reason we are in bad situations in the country because we're not doing it. Then we do, and I do understand why we have a lot of fear about it, because we do have our pastors in the church who are swaying our votes to vote for candidates that's, you know, becoming friends with them to influence us to vote for them instead of looking out for the congregation and the greater good of their people. And I get that's why a lot of us like, yeah, no. But you have your own mind. Like you went through the experience of these people manipulating you. You have your own mind now. Make the conscious decision and say, I will vote for who is better for, you know, our people, right? Don't just sit up and say, I'm not going to vote because it's the best thing. That's not the best thing for our people. Not voting is the reason why a lot of things are going wrong at the moment. That's the worst thing that we can do. Fear mongering. These people have been doing a lot of all this stuff. Our lack of information about it, our lack of experience with what our ancestors went through is why we refuse to vote. Like I just don't understand that, right? And so I just speak to that, and that only hopefully it'll keep flowing. That we are really living off the sweat of their hard work, and we're watching their hard work slowly be undone because we're sitting up saying, well, by the time it happens, Christ will be here. When nobody knows the day nor the hour, and sitting by doing nothing, you put yourself back in the position, or even your grandchildren, if you don't live to see it, on plantations. So that's all I have to say about it.
Bitch, you gonna go back to the plantation.
Where's Sister Evangelist at? Was you gonna speak on marriage assist? I don't know, Sister Evangelist, she might have hopped off and went to sleep.
Cause she just hit me and said in the back chat somebody remove her from the room.
Oh shit!
Oh no!
Oh, wow! Yeah. Did somebody remove her from the room?
Try sending her the link, and if she can't click in, then yeah, she got
press your pulse.
Yeah, cause I won't do stuff like that. That lame right there. I'm finna send her the link.
And we can't do that. We can't be doing that, even if somebody may be annoying us at the time. We can't be doing that.
There's something really crazy that happened.
So yeah, I get it, right?
After my nice little inaugural speech, I want to do that.
No. So I get it.
That was good.
That was good, right? But I get it.
That was beautiful.
Hold on.
No. You hold on, Jimmy.
Hold on, baby.
You hold on, Jimmy. You hold on, Jimmy. That was beautiful, Sister Christian.
It was, brother. It was.
All right.
All praises. Right? I get it, right? Even Jeremiah says, like, seek the good of the land of your captivity, right? But if we're really sitting up here thinking they're voting for these same people, the same people that are your enemies, that have been put in place, you've been sold into their hands. These are your enemies. You think if voting for one of your enemies is going to help you? That's not what you need to do. You need to be focused on keeping the commandments of God, right? Now, I get you, right? If you want to vote, that's fine. But that's not going to be the thing that makes a difference, right? It may help a little bit. It may, you may get a little bit more comfort, but it's not moving the needle is the point that's being brought out, right? Because when we go to Isaiah chapter 19, when we go into the prophecy, right? We know this place is it's a burning house. Even Martin Luther King said, I fear I've integrated my people into a burning house, right? So when I go and look at Isaiah 19, right, he talks about, at verse 13, he talks about the princes of Zon are become fools. The princes of Noph are deceived. This is talking about your congressmen, your senators, these people in positions in this land of Egypt, right? They have also seduced Egypt, even that they are the stay of the tribes thereof. The Lord hath mingled a perverse spirit in the midst thereof, and they have caused Egypt to err in every work thereof, as a drunken man staggereth in his vomit. Right? So these people aren't going to get it right. A perverse spirit will be mingled in their midst. They're going to be like a drunken man that staggers in his vomit. What we need to do is focus on keeping the commandments of God and the faith in Christ. And if you do want to vote, that's fine, whatever. But it's not moving the needle, right? And I always say, if you did vote, I would vote for who is in most line with what the Most High is saying. So if you did want to say that, at least the Republicans, they claim to hold to those conservative values, right? But we know that they don't really believe it. As far as the LGBT community getting things done for them, that was a whole agenda, right? That was pushed out there. That was a whole agenda so that they can reveal the man of sin, because we know that the man of sin, he has no desire for women. He's a homosexual, right? So they're setting the atmosphere so that man can be revealed. That's all that is, right?
Obama.
I'll leave it at that.
If keeping the commandments can guarantee that we enter into the kingdom, then how is it going to solve our community issues?
How is it going to solve our community issues?
Facts.
Okay. You believe in the Bible, right?
Oh, yeah.
Of course I believe in scripture.
Okay. All right. All praises. Let's go to it.
I don't raise my hand 30 times, Jimmy. I would like to go after you on this vote.
Okay, I didn't see it, Terry. You got it. Yeah. I didn't see you, brother. My bad. But yeah, you next. Let me just go to one passage real quick. Matter of fact, so this, right?
Matter of fact.
Go to Deuteronomy chapter 20, and let's see what's going to happen when people keep the commandments. So Deuteronomy 28, I'm going to just run through these blessings that happen when we keep the commandments. So Deuteronomy 28, verse 1.
You want to say the old covenant?
So you don't believe in this, right? This is
I believe
the old covenant. The new covenant is the laws written in the old covenant written on your heart. So let's read it. Right?
Jesus said,
hold on, brother. Just chill, right? And it says, and it shall come to pass, if thou shalt hearken diligently unto the voice of the Lord thy God, to observe and to do all his commandments which I command thee this day, that the Lord thy God will set thee high above all nations of the earth. And all these blessings shall come upon thee and overtake thee, if thou shalt hearken unto the voice of the Lord thy God. Blessed shall thou be in the city, and blessed shall thou be in the field. Blessed shall thou be the fruit of thy body, and blessed the fruit of the ground, and the fruit of thy cattle, the increase of thy kind, and the flocks of thy sheep. Blessed shall be thy basket and thy store. Blessed shalt thou be when thou comest in, and blessed shalt thou be when thou goest out. The Lord shall cause thine enemies that rise up against thee to be smitten before thy face. So keeping the commandments is gonna, the Lord Most High is gonna cause your enemies that rise up against you to be smitten before your face. They shall come out against thee one way and flee before thee 7 ways, right? The Lord shall command the blessing upon thee in thy storehouses and in all that thou settest thy hand unto, and he shall bless thee in the land which the Lord thy God giveth thee. The Lord shall establish thee an holy people unto himself, and he hath sworn unto thee, if thou shalt keep the commandments of the Lord thy God and walk in his ways. Okay. And all the people of the earth shall see that thou art called by the name of the Lord, and they shall be afraid of thee. And the Lord shall make thee plenteous in goods, in the fruit of thy body, and in the fruit of thy cattle, and in the fruit of thy ground, and in the land which the Lord sware unto thy fathers to give thee. The Lord shall open unto thee his good treasure, the heaven, to give the rain unto thy land in his season, and to bless all the work of thine hand. And thou shalt lend unto many nations, and thou shalt not borrow. And the Lord shall make thee the head and not the tail. Sounds looks like we're the tail right now. We're not keeping the commandments of God. So you want to get the head by try keeping the commandments of God, right? And thou shalt be above only, and thou shalt not be beneath, if thou hearken unto the commandments of the Lord thy God, which I command this day to observe and to do them. And thou shalt not go aside from any of the words which I command thee this day, to the right or to the left, to go after other gods and serve them. Hold on, wait. So that's saying going to the left or to the right of the commandments is going after other gods and serving them. So we know that the new covenant is the old covenant written on your heart. So to sit up there and say you're going to go to the old covenant, you're spitting in the face of what the Messiah said in Matthew 4:4, when he said, man shall not live by bread alone, but every word that proceeds out of the mouth of God. And Matthew 5:17-20, when he said, think not that I came to abolish the law or the prophets. This is prophecy and it's law. I came not to abolish, but to fulfill, until heaven and earth pass away, one jot or one tittle will by no means pass from the law, until all is fulfilled. Heaven and earth have not passed away, all has not been fulfilled. This is still a valid thing. If you keep the law, all these blessings will come upon you. Go ahead, Malachi. I yield.
So first, Terry was next. Terry was next.
Terry was next. It was Terry, then Malachi. My bad, Terry. Go ahead, Terry.
Can y'all hear me?
Yes, sir.
All right, so I'm going to speak on the voting thing. Now, I know we don't always get along from Christian to Israelites, but as I always say, we reference the Old Testament to understand the New Testament, but they have a lot of point in their belief system, which I agree with a lot of things, especially when it comes down to us as black people in this country. Now, everybody could say, well, you vote and you don't vote, you a part of the problem, this and that. First and foremost, what that guy came in here and said earlier about us being added into voting, he got to really research himself a little more about that, because first of all, black people only got implicated with the North, the first ones that made us free. There's always an agenda. Those are the oppressors that brought us here. We was just numbers on a voting ballot that when it comes to the president and government, we still have no place in none of that. Secondly, before we could be worried about voting,
And what we gotta do, we done seen where that got us so far. Even when Obama came into play, most people forgot or don't remember, but before Obama came out of nowhere and they decided to let us have a black president, do y'all remember that we was finna have a 10 million man march? Y'all remember the Million Man March, but they was organizing a 10 million man march.
Yep.
And to throw that off, they said, we know what we're gonna do. Too many black people, but they trying to unionize. They trying to come together and unite. Guess what? We're gonna give them a black president. Then that died off. The first thing we gotta do as the African American community, black community, whatever, is we gotta stop being divided and turn back to the Most High as a whole entire people in this country. Voting ain't gonna get us nowhere. They ain't gonna never respect us as a people. All these other nations that come into this country get rights, all type of stuff. But the ones who've been here since the beginning are the most disrespected people of all. And guess what? First thing they point and say, y'all don't even respect each other. Y'all kill each other. Y'all degrade each other. The young don't have no regards for the old, vice versa, man, woman, all the stuff that the biblical talks about certain people doing these things, being lost, bondage in a certain country, all that stuff. We got to start there first. I guarantee you this, if the black nation in this country turn to the Most High collectively, then we can make change on all levels because we have God with us as a people. We are a broken people. You got some over here fussing about what they don't vote. There's some fussing about what they don't vote. Guess what Obama did? We finally got a black president. Everybody running around, my Lambo's black, my this, that, they doing rap songs and all. And all he did was be a forerunner for gay marriages. He didn't do nothing for the black community, even as a black president. Then guess what black people did later? Turn around and vote for this cracker that said, you ain't black if you don't vote for me, Biden. And the political leaders for the black community, he told them to shut up and sit down, y'all crying like children. Guess what? They were trying to get some type of protection for us with racial violence and stuff. He gave it to the Asians and all that. Did nothing for black people. They gonna always put us last because you know why? From what I do understand about that Bible, we the people of the Bible. In this wicked country, and they do know that. I will agree with the Israelite brothers on that because when I read that about a certain people going through bondage, and then you go further in the Bible, they talk about how you be whored out to all the other countries. My people just whored out from this nation, and the only thing we are in this country is entertainment. And outside of that, we are in a modern day slavery because guess what? When that man made that comment about the Klan ain't start no blocking or no voting. The Klan started with the slave patrol when they freed the slaves. 2 or 3 of us on the corner, they got to go to jail for just standing on the corner. That's where the Klan started. Rallying us back up, throwing us in jail and prison, burning crosses, hanging Negroes, all desecrating their body, all of that. Why? Because they know who we are before we knew who we was. We got to turn back to God first. About voting for a president, we need to get these young ones off the corner, don't know nothing about God. You worry about them voting. They don't even know who God is. Ain't nothing gonna move or shake for us on a real level till we turn to the Most High. I'm gonna start there. That's why I say voting. No people gonna do what they want to do in this country regardless. They have no regards for us as black people to this day. You see it everywhere you go. I don't know where all y'all live, but you want to come on down here and see some real Jim Crow sundown town stuff, come on down here to Georgia. Go to Alabama. Go to Mississippi. Go to Louisiana. Go to Texas. Go to Florida. Look what they still doing to us as a people. And guess what? Everybody just sit by and let it happen. Well, that's just the black community. Hey, you'll never hear no such thing called white on white crime. Only thing is black on black crime. We known for being at the bottom of the barrel. They not worried about us when they come and voting. Because guess what? They going to do what they do regardless. And then we sitting up here fighting once among another. Oh, you ain't vote? You ain't vote? Bro, you ain't tell that boy to stop breaking in that car? You ain't tell them brothers on the corner, quit taking sides and shooting one another? Stuff that really matter. Until we get this thing fixed with us, it ain't going to do nothing. The white people stick together. The Asian people got their own times, like Sister Cindy said, because they all stick together. We ain't stuck together through nothing yet.
if anything, like they was trying to do back in the civil rights era, the reason why they decided to do civil rights because
Can I interrupt you, Terry, real quick, and I'll give it right back to you. Can one of the mods start another room? Because there's like 2 people saying they can't get in this room, and I know they were here before. And then I'll go over there with you, and then I'll bring back the link, or we could just go over there. Sorry to interrupt. It's just people have been saying they can't get back in the room. But the mic is here. Go ahead.
Okay, I'm about to land in a second. And the other thing I'm going to point out about the civil rights thing is, remember what they actually was trying to do then, since y'all were talking about voting? They were trying to start a third political party, which would have been a black delegation, something that we really need to be trying to make a power move on. But first, we need to unite as a people. That's something we can legally do in this country and start a third political party. Research it.
Listen, we can't win nothing without the help of other folks from other.
No, we can't win nothing without God, bro. Don't chime in. I wasn't done yet. That wasn't the moment for that. We need God first. First and foremost, our people need to turn back to the Most High, because everybody know who we are when it comes to God, but us. Worry about voting, that ain't gonna get you but so far, because it's like Brother Jimmy said, all right, these people ain't no, you just voting for the lesser of the good evil, man. They all evil regardless at the end of the day. They hold no regards to us. If that was the case, we would have had several black presidents by now.
They all are enemies. They are enemies.
I know some of us done got so far up in the world where we feel none of this stuff affects us. Like when some people say, I ain't up under a curse. No. You individually getting blessed and you got away from stuff at school. But as a people, we up under these curses,
No,
man.
you speak for yourself.
I said as a people. I ain't saying you individually.
You got a class.
Speak for yourself.
It's certain stuff.
I said as a people.
No, I'm not your people.
We're black people in this country. You black, ain't you?
Start another room, and I'll be over there.
Obviously, you heard part of what I said. Some people feel they ain't under the curses. That's cool.
Christ
But
said,
as a people,
who is my father?
as a black people,
my father. You ain't doing
as a black
people, you're not my brother, you're not my sister, you're not my mother, you're not my father. The commandment keepers are my people.
Okay, that's cool, sister. You can keep that to yourself. You can exclude yourself and all. But like I said, as a people, from what I look around and see in the communities, black people, the biblical people, need to turn back to God regardless. I ain't hear nothing you said, but okay. You chiming in, I'm finna be done. If you disagree, that's fine. I say as a people, as a whole, collectively in this country, they hold no regards to us. And that's truth.
I'll agree to that, but not that curse.
I ain't saying you was cursed. I know God take care of his people, but I said as a people,
we are cursed.
Look around, what you see in your community.
Hey, y'all showing them people not blocked that's trying to get in?
Only the moms can block people out. If I block somebody from the room, even though I'm on stage because I'm out mine, I don't have that control.
Go ahead, Malachi. Hey, good stuff, Terry. It's facts.
So, okay, so hold on before we continue real quick. Sister Tanika, you'll follow me in the room and I'm gonna go in there and grab the link and bring it back to this room.
Yeah, go ahead and then I'll go sit in there.
Yeah, come on, I'm gonna start right now.
Okay, go ahead.
Make sure ain't no pork on the link. Make sure ain't no pork.
All praises, absolutely. Go ahead, Malachi.
So we gotta understand when you read the Bible on Hosea 4 to 6, it says my people are destroyed for lack of knowledge. We don't have no
Right. All right, so check this out.
We don't have knowledge.
Hold on, the chat. I didn't get pinned at the top. Hit the link, hit the link. And 15, 14, 13. Everybody hit that link in the chat. What's up, brother Brian? I'm waiting to hear from you. Yeah, I didn't mean to put. I meant to, copy and pin it in the top, but it didn't work out right. So, but it's in the chat though. If y'all hit that link, they already over there. I'm gonna close this room down in 10, 9, 8, 7. Brother Al, hit that link. 5. Brother Student, Brother Joel, Sister Wisdom. I think that's Sister Wisdom. Brother Zen, y'all hit that link. 4, 3, and 2, 1. We're closed. God bless you. We'll see you again.